G'day champions, today we're making a New England IPA, so we'll get the stuff and we'll see how we go. This is what's in it. So we've got 500 grams of light malt extract, 500 grams of oats, 500 grams of wheat, and a Country Brewer extract New England IPA. That flakes away to basically just tiny bits of paper, and it gets all over the jar, so do not leave that in there when you leave it in the hot water. We're going to leave that in there just to soften down all the stuff that's in the extract kit. So we'll leave that and fill that up. Right, so we're bringing this pot up to about 70 degrees, and we're going to steep the wheat and the oats for about half an hour. Right, so let's have a quick look. At about 72 degrees, which is bang on. So let's bang the 500 grams of wheat in there, 500 grams of oats, and we'll give that a stir. Get any clumps out of it. It smells absolutely awesome. Turn the heat off. Just as we put that down, we check the temp. Just putting that grain in's dropped it to about 69 degrees. So let's bang on. We'll put a lid on that, cover it with a towel, and we'll leave it for half an hour. Wrap it up in this towel. Just keep the heat in. Don't really drop a beer without making a beer. So we'll quickly top this bad boy up for the second half of this video that's about to come. Come on, baby. This is the same drop, actually. My Cheaper NEIPA I dropped a couple of weeks ago. It's a banger. Half an hour, and we're sitting at, where are we at? Still at 70 degrees. It's actually held the temp pretty good. And like all homebrew stuff, it's about experimenting. I'm going to leave this in there longer, see if that gives us a bit more out of doing this little mini mash. What can go wrong? Just going to give this a bit of a whirl. Try and get as much of that. It's round 2. Right, so we've got all this out of those grains. I'm going to get this bad boy on. I'm going to give it a boil. Probably going to add the dry malt extract in a sec, and we'll get this in the fermenter. To give some more body to the beer, and obviously this is going to give it a fair bit of body and hopefully a little bit of gravity with the grain steep. But then we've also got 500 grams of light malt extract. That's going to definitely boost up the original gravity. This thing started last week at 1046. We're going to try and get this up a lot higher because I found it for a New England IPA a little bit lighter than what I'd anticipate, and also found the body colour of what I dropped to not be as hazy as what I wanted. So the whole goal of today is to get the haziness up with a bit more of this stuff, and get the alcohol content with a bit more of this stuff. And if it works, we've dropped a New England IPA for about $47. So that was the goal of today. So see how we go. So up to the boil, and we're going to try and get some of this light malt extract in here without boiling over. See how we go. Apparently it's a fucking nightmare doing this, so we'll have to take it easy. Even now, you can see it starting to boil up. We're just got to keep an eye on it, make sure it doesn't boil over and cause a mess. This is going to be interesting. We'll give it a go and just see what happens with it when I put this stuff in. If it boils over, I'm going to be taking this off the heat pretty quick smart. Seems like it's going alright. Just going to mix this up. Pretty easy in hot water. Just going to pour the lot in now. It seems to be pretty basic to do this, so get the whole bag in. Give it a shake. Seems to be a stir in the share of this because I don't want any of that sugar to burn on the bottom. So just to make sure it's all dissolved. Not going to be a drama. Just going to keep spinning it. Right, so we've been on the ball for about 10 minutes. I'm going to bang in a little bit of yeast nutrient, and we're going to put in a Wetpak tablet as well. Whole one. Let's get that going. That should will dissolve in a couple of minutes. We'll turn this off and we'll bang this in the fermenter. This is not going to work, so I'm going to pour this into the fermenter. Then we're going to top it up with water, and we're pretty much ready to go. We get up to 20 litres and we should be okay. The kit, and we'll be pouring this bad boy in here and dissolving this in the hot wort that we put in, and then we'll be topping it up with water. We're topping this bad boy up now with cold water. It's boiling. Bring this up to about 20 litres, and I'm going to decide which yeast to use. We've got a Safal 05, a US 05, or we've got a Kvik M12 that we can use at a pretty high temperature with some neutral flavour characters with a subtle citrus fruit notes. So I'm leaning towards getting this on the Kvik, but I'm undecided. I'll work it out in a minute. We're going to go with the M12. So I'm going to pump up the temperature of this water up to hot, because we want to get this up to 35 degrees, or as close as we can to it. So we're going to pump this one hard, I think. We'll see how we go. We've got the Kvik. I'm going to give that a go. Put this bad boy in here. M12. Get it all out. Give it a shake. We'll glad wrap it and get it done. O-rings on. Give this a shake. Put a heat belt on it. As per this Kvik, we're going to get this up to 30 to 40 degrees. Probably keep it at like 35. Hopefully have this done in 2 or 3 days, and we'll see how the Cheaper NEIPA is going. Thanks, boys. We've pitched at 27, and we thermo on, heat belt, got the glad wrap on, and we'll see how this bad boy goes. I reckon 3 days and we'll be done. See how we go. Colour's good, nice and light. We'll see how we go with this, and we'll see what the gravity turns out to be. 46 last week. We're at about 10.52 this week, so I reckon we'll be on the way to a nice 6% New England, boys. It's worked out pretty well. It's pumped it up about 10 on the gravity, so we'll see how she goes next week. See you, boys. Bye.